Hello everybody and welcome to Goods, Gadgets and Gear. Today we're taking a look at this SMATE by Xiaomi. And Xiaomi probably is the better way to say it. I'm not that good at Chinese. This is just a personal razor, shaver, electric, that doesn't cost an awful lot of money, $28 US. And unless you find a discount code, you can get even less. I may or may not have one down below. Depends on what I find just before I publish this. It's just a small rechargeable razor. You get a USB cord with it. It's just micro USB to recharge it. It's IPX7 rated, so you can dunk it in water for a short time. IPX7 means you can immerse it in water less than 3 feet, less than 30 minutes. So basically, don't immerse it. But you can use it in the shower if you want to. You can wet shave with it, like this picture. I don't usually do wet shaves, but it works very simply. It's got a round cutter on the top. You can open it up, and there's the grill there. I'll give you close-ups of these later on. And the 3 cutters, and then that's the whole thing, and it's sealed off down there. And that's why it gets that water resistance. And it works very, very simply, those 3 rotating blades. Power switch has got protection against accidentally turning on. You hold it in for about 1.5 seconds. Humans make it feel like, it's 3 seconds because, wow, 1.5 seconds is a long time. And to turn it off, you just do the same thing and just push the top of the switch. It's even got that regular power switch icon. You hold it in and it turns on. I'm sure you can hear that. And then, and if you can't hear that, I'm going to come a little bit closer. I'm sure that was out of focus, but that's all it takes. My hair's not very long right now, and you just use it to do the shaving that you want to do when you want to get it done. And that's all there is to it. Hold it in again, and it turns off. You're good to go. It's got a little flashing light on the LED when it turns on and off, so you can see that the power's been activated. They say it keeps a charge for 30 days. So usually when companies estimate something like that, I shorten it down. So I'm thinking 3 weeks, 21 days. If you're going on a road trip, 21 days, no problem. But even if you forget your charge cable, you go to the hotel front desk, somebody's going to have a micro USB cable. You probably have one for something else that you own. If you've got a newer cell phone, it's probably USB-C, but if you've got one that's a little bit older, one that's not so fancy and schmancy, it's probably still got micro USB cable. You plug that in and charge her up. And that's all there is to it. Now let's go to the tabletop and take a close look. So there you go. There's the cordage. Very, very simple. That's all there is to it. Yeah, nice little brush to clean it out. And here's the unit. There's the power switch and the toggle. You push right there and it turns on. Push and hold. Turns off. Some Chinese right there. Oh, I hit the camera. Sorry about that. See that? It says SMATE. And on the bottom, IPX7, they got the icon showing the water, in case you're wondering. And then there's a few other specs. You can see that the model number is ST-R101 right there. And the top. And the top, it's got a nice little grill there. It even has a nice letter S on the top. And it just unscrews. Oops, I was turned it on while I was doing that. Better turn that off. You just unscrew that. And now it's a little bit dirty in there, but nothing too gross, I hope. Hope it doesn't gross you out too much. That's how it's built. That's just aluminum that's been stamped and then cleaned or painted and stuff. Now, don't grab the blades themselves, but that's what they look like. They just rotate, just a spinning action, turning around and around. And there it is. Just one piece of stamped metal turns itself into a spring. And then there's the inside. That part rotates. There's a little one flat spot on that shaft right there so that it engages, and some teeth, and that's it. That's everything there is to this thing. Just Just a little sound warning. When the water gets turned on, if you're wearing headphones, it might get kind of loud. Now, when it comes time to clean this thing, it's pretty simple. You just unscrew the top, and you can even take this piece out so that you won't have blades going flying, because that piece might go flying because of water pressure. It's not very dirty right now. Turn the water on. Good. If you want to wash the blades, just rinse them off like that, and you're good to go. You can put the whole thing, just left to air dry if you want, or use some tissue paper or whatever you have and dry it off. I just thought of something. It comes with this brush, but I've just washed it. But if it's still dry, you can just use this brush to brush off the little bit of hairs that are cut off and left in there. And even on the inside of this, you can just brush it out like that. Make sure all those holes are vacant and empty. There's an obvious question. Does it do a good job? Yes, it does a pretty good job. Very much the same quality of a shave on my face as my electric razor that costs almost 4 times this much. So easy to use, very convenient, great for travel. I wouldn't suggest this as your primary razor. I don't think it's going to have, it's not going to satisfy you for that many times. Like my electric razor that I use regularly, it's like 6 years old now. It's almost time to replace it. But if I use this every day, I don't think it would last 6 years. But as an occasional or travel razor, I think this is a really good choice. But this is how the packaging comes. It's a nice piece of hard plastic that holds it in place. There's a seal right here. You just break the seal, and there's a button. Well, it's not really a button. You just push that in to make it open up, and then you can take out your parts. So thanks for watching my video. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time with some more goods, gadgets, or gear.